want to be able to see the chat on Jitsi. Is that Jitsi?
It's Hangouts. Alright, I changed the audio to the blue snowball there, so they should be able to hear us. It's fine.
That snowball mic's really good.
Our fans like
this.
this.
There it goes. 4. It's on the right input.
Alright, there we go. Yay!
Hello to ourselves.
I'm so ugly.
Alright. Let's see.
It's the beard.
It makes me ugly or beautiful?
You're the most beautiful as I beat you up.
Alex, I challenge you to a smash off.
Okay.
Alright. Doesn't matter who wins when I did.
I expect that.
Alright, are we kicking this thing out?
Yeah. Let's move over here. Let's see what's going on. Alright.
Is that the chat?
So there's kind of a Q&A session that people can ask on here. What we normally do is we'll take questions from chat. We'll take questions from here. If there's questions on Twitter, the community members will relay them. So anywhere people ask questions, we'll normally get to them.
Sweet.
So I guess I should stand in frame and give people an update, and then we'll just talk about things and take questions as they come in.
Give the people the update, Sean. Let's do it.
Hey guys, so we just got back from a really exciting conference. We went to Node Summit and presented there. Gordon did an awesome talk. We got a bunch of people signed up for the platform. I gave them a lot of free fun credits. Yeah, I can sit down.
There we go.
And so we've just been working on getting those people on board and also making a lot of fun improvements to the software. I guess we can just go down the line and people can tell the community what they've been working on. So start with you, Gordon.
Cool. So really, as far as core goes, while we were in San Francisco, the key takeaway that I think we got from some of the surveys that we gave out and people were signing up for their free credits was that most of our users, they care most about security and about performance, and then cost. And what was the fourth one? Simplicity were actually pretty small in comparison. So that was good feedback because we're pretty confident in our security. So now we get the opportunity to start working on performance optimizations and making the network faster and more efficient. And so a lot of the issues or the discussion tagged issues related to some of the routing and performance and network stuff, Alex and I are starting to tackle those higher level issues that are related to performance. So over the next few weeks, hopefully you guys will see better performing software and fewer dropped packets and no more timeouts and more contracts and such. So that's what we've got going on.
Cool. Let's go through other people. Brian, you want to give an update? What you're working on?
Sure. I guess I'll leave some for Dylan, but we're working on the billing interface for Bridge GUI so that people can pay their bills and stuff. We're experimenting with adding a GraphQL endpoint to Bridge. Still experimenting. So maybe there will be a GraphQL endpoint in the future. So for those people who use or want to use GraphQL, we might be able to do that down the road.
Looks like we have lots of questions. Let's make sure that people can hear us properly.
Should probably be a good idea.
Yeah, let's make sure. So let's ask if she's. Can you guys hear us?
Wow.
Wow.
Is there not like a chat box associated with this video?
Let's see.
You used a homonym wrong, bro.
Is there a chat on the side of it?
You can type in this chat,
Yeah.
but I'm not sure if people can type back.
They should be able to type back. I think.
Can we call an incorrect homonym?
I think it's
Which
on the
homonym?
phone, actually.
Like WITCH? Which homonym?
Why? Like which?
Okay, they can hear just fine. Okay, so they're saying we're good. So I guess we'll just go through, keep on going through, and then we have some questions here that we can take.
You can get a volume meter there too, or like it's not really. I think you just like.
Can you put the questions up on the big screen?
Yeah, that's what I'm about to do.
Yes! We're so good at this, guys.
We are.
We write programs.
we don't video conference much.
Programmers.
Oh, what up, Cassie?
There we go.
Casey.
Alright, audio's working now, so
All right.
we fixed
Oh,
that.
whoa, we can select to
Yes, we
answer
can
those.
select
Wow.
answers.
Advanced.
Wow.
Is there support?
Super advanced. Alright, Dylan? You wanna say anything
Pretty
this
much
week?
the exact same as Brian. We've been working on that the same, but we're working on implementing the payment and billing structures for the app. So we'll have a better GraphQL interface for that for pulling data from the bridge. That's pretty much where we're at with that right now.
Cool. Well, Alex?
Yeah, so I've been working on core, making it what it is today with Gordon. I've been working on Storj Share GUI. Gordon's been making that what it is.
Shameless plug.
Ryan?
So I'm actually working on the shard auditing service for Bridge. So it's the part of the renter that actually audits the data on the network and confirms like counts downloads and that sort of thing. So I should be finishing up that service shortly here, and then I'm going to be helping work on billing and payments here. So in the near future.
And James?
Yeah, so I made my first pull request this morning.
That's exciting.
It added like I think 6 or 7 entire lines of code. But the good news is that pull request was on the script that calculates payouts. Like payouts to the people that we want to pay out money to, because we've been running this test group C thing apparently. No one kind of told me about that. Anyways, we've been doing the math on the payouts. The script has been run. I've got a couple big CSVs about all of the performance of all of the farmers over the last month, and should be posting a proposed payouts spreadsheet very soon. So that means within the next few days.
Yep, so we have the raw data for the payments, and they should be coming soon. Yes. Money everywhere.
So interesting things about that. The network as a whole, using data from our bridge and the Vans bridge, who is in community Slack and an awesome guy, is storing upwards of 93 terabytes right now.
Which is past milestone 1 and 2 and almost at 3.
Which is really cool. The vast majority of it is test data from the Van, who's been just pumping out shards from multiple bridge servers in his data center, which is really interesting. So the good news is that we've got that data and we can pay out to everyone instead of just people from our bridge. So I'm really excited about that.
Yeah. And Blake, you want to say a word or two to the community? This is our new intern here. Just wave and say hi.
I don't think you see me. Hey guys, I'm Blake, new intern. Just been learning the ropes so far. So hey.
Awesome. So that's answered. So payouts in the next few days. We're working on it.
Yeah.
You want to answer this one? Let's see. How is the reward calculated? Slackbot is telling us we hold none or less than 1,000 SJCX.
The goal right now is to calculate the reward based on your actual performance of contracts, in addition to the telemetry reports you submitted to us. So you'll be paid a static rate for each telemetry reports, as well as a static rate per gigabytes of bandwidth used, and a rate per storage provided, as measured by gigabyte hours. Gigabyte hours are how object stores and other storage things typically measure and bill. So we'll be paying out based on how many gigabyte hours of service you've provided to the network. I'm going to be actually writing up a more detailed answer to this question over the next day or two, and we'll post that in Slack as soon as it's done.
TLDR, you're going to be paid for the data you store.
Yeah, and for
the
telemetry reports
and the reports you
for
provide.
bandwidth.
Yeah. So to make sure, I think the point of the question there is the currently held funds. Does it make a difference?
Right now, it doesn't make a difference, but that might change soon. I still need to actually go sit down and look at the stats we got back. Yeah.
Cool.
Sorry.
All right. How does Skunk survive on 5 to 6 hours of sleep a night? Skunk is actually a robot.
Yes, robot cat.
Yeah, robot cat.
German robot
So he doesn't need sleep.
Yes. And he operates while plugged into the wall, so you don't have to wait for him to recharge.
Awesome. Are shards from expired contracts automatically erased from our farmer disk space?
Yes.
They are periodically reaped
Yes.
by the reaper.
I think currently the constant is set to 24 hours. So every 24 hours, the farming client will scan its shard database and both check for contracts that you are basically offers that you sent half open contracts or contract you received, then modified the parameters for, and then sent back and hoped that you won the contract. Those stay cached there. So every 24 hours, the Reaper comes through and gets rid of those and checks for shards that are expired or the contract is ended, and it drops those as well.
Cool. Someone's saying there's a little issue with audio. We'll try to fix that in a bit. I'll answer this one. Can storage be used for video streaming?
How
Yeah.
can storage be used for video streaming?
Okay.
Well, we
use
have
the
that in the command line tools.
storage-stream command,
Yeah.
and then bada bing, bada boom. Pipe that into MPlayer.
So there's a tutorial out for that right now as of like a day ago on the README. So if you want to try that out, there's commands for that you can use to play with that.
Right.
Yeah. So sorry, go ahead.
So it uses the node stream interface, which is really good, and the CLI by default for the stream file command just pipes it to a Unix style standard out, so you can pipe it into any other thing that accepts standard in. It's really cool and convenient. It's a very naive stream right now. Like, it's not going to account for multiple qualities of video. It's not going to account for much quality of service stuff. It just goes out and retrieves the chunks in order and pulls them back and reassembles them into a stream. In the future, we want to add more features for video streaming so that you can do multiple qualities, so that you can have better quality of service, that kind of thing.
Let's move the mic closer to you guys and see if that helps at all.
I mean, you have a volume meter there.
Yeah.
Ba-ba-ba.
Awesome.
'Kay.
Let's see. What's the next one? Gordon, you want to take this one?
Will there be a simple GUI client software to simply take a backup of a specific folder for not so tech savvy people? If so, when? It's not a priority for us right now to build these to spend time building demo apps. We'd really like to have some time to do that, but we're, like I said a moment ago, we're really focusing on performance and getting the network more and more stable. We're really leaning on the community to take the tools that we built and try to build things like this. But that said, we are participating in a hackathon in November, and that's actually something that I kind of want to build. So maybe you guys will get lucky, or maybe somebody here will build something.
Yeah, so we're really relying on the community to build out those types of apps while we really focus on the base layer.
And if anyone watching is interested in building that sort of app, let us know so we can give you some support.
How much data storage is the average farmer stored right now?
Oh man, I'd have to go look at my spreadsheet.
The last test group was about 4 terabytes a user, but we had
that was
yeah.
not how much data they were storing. That was their capacity.
Capacity, yeah. So it would be around. What was the max?
I'm sorry. How much data does the average farmer store?
Probably the max I saw was like 106, I think.
Well, that was with our bridge, not with the Van's bridge.
Van, yeah. So
Yeah, it's hard to calculate an average per farmer because of the way that the nodes are distributed. If you look at we have an issue up on GitHub right now that Skunk has had open for some time that we're about to tackle, which is related to basically the key space and where nodes live in the network, and some nodes not being able to get messages from the nodes that are nearby them. So it's really difficult to calculate like a homogeneous sort of average across the network there. But given the data that we got from the van and with our own data, maybe just divide 100 terabytes by 4,000 known farmers or something like that. I don't know.
we'll figure out that number. Yeah. We'll provide it later when we have the payout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's in the payouts data. I just gotta like crunch that.
All right. Better. We answered that question.
Thank you, Zachary.
All right. So 39 terabytes. Is that excluding those buses who block the bridge due to flooding issues? We fixed most of that, right?
So there was a couple of fixes that improved that behavior, but there are still some issues that need to be resolved in that respect. But it's important to remember if your farmer is like quote close to the bridge and receives a lot of chatter from a bridge, and you have your concurrency set to say 3 or 6, then anything that you can't handle you'll relay onto your neighbors. So data does penetrate the network pretty well. It's just if you're closer to a bridge right now, we have some issues with the chatter. So yes, that includes everybody.
Cool. Let's see. When will you be moving to chat.storj.io and off of Slack? So we've already, once before, hit the limits on the amount of people that we're allowed to put in a public Slack. That's about 5,000 people. So we went through and culled about a bunch of inactive users, and we're looking to use something like Mattermost in the future. But that's going to be painful to upgrade to either way. So we have a bunch of people testing that right now in the community and seeing how they like it. And we'll have to transition to something else other than Slack in the future. So we're just kind of working on that and playing it by ear. But we are approaching that deadline of 5,000 users again.
We're all moving to Freenode, actually.
All right.
Next week.
Next week.
Yep. Next week.
We can do this all day. This is easy.
I know, easy question.
I like that bottom one. That was easy.
All right. Well, I think we already answered this one. We said that we're working on it. It's probably the next couple of days.
I'm doing that. It's fun. I like crunching data.
All right. Let's get that one out of the way. Let's do this one. I think this has been asked twice.
Can storage be used for IPFS as well? Well, like, what do we mean when we say be used for IPFS? What kind of integration are we talking about here? IPFS has a very different focus from what we're doing. It's right there in the name. IPFS is building a file system while we're building an object store. So I'm not quite sure how to answer the question.
What if the question was, could you back IPFS with storage?
Yeah, like the storage, actual storage layer of IPFS. I don't know.
Right, because you use IPFS for content addressing and then use storage for like actual.
You
storage.
could. Yeah, you could do that.
Yeah, it's possible.
Yes.
It's definitely possible.
Let's see.
IPFS in their white paper had this one section that was basically just a hole that was, how are people gonna like pay for this, or what's the strategy here? And
How does file work?
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. When are we going to see a more robust CLI app? It's pretty robust right now. We're making improvements.
Which one? Storage share or storage
That's a good question.
storage CLI?
Yeah, please clarify your question. We don't know if you're talking about storage share or the CLI tools for uploading using the bridge.
It's either core or storage share.
Yeah.
Let's see. I think we addressed this one already. Right now, we're not factoring into payouts, but that may change in the next one.
And it would be at your payout address.
Correct.
Which is a counterparty wallet, just to be clear. It's
Yes.
yes. So
Yes.
All right. This is a question we've heard a lot of times.
How much storage coin can you get for 1 terabyte, for example? This is actually a really complicated question because it deals with like how much it costs us to provide that service, as well as how much it costs individual farmers to provide that service. I've done a few basic write-ups on this in the past, and I need to do a more in-depth one. And this is also ties into like running payouts, as I'll try to get some more detail out about that next week, but I can't give you enough detail on this chat right now to really answer your question. Sorry.
All right.
Can you try speaking up a little bit because I don't like the volume meter is not moving.
But yeah. So you might want to when you speak.
like a table right here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
When you
if
speak,
only-
just like
if
put
only-
the
If only we
microphone
had
close.
one of
Yeah.
those.
Like a desk or something.
Nick said we fell off.
We just
Yeah,
need a
that's what I was
thing.
saying.
We need a
Thing
thing right
Volume-
here.
Hey, just pay attention to the volume meter when you're talking.
Gotcha.
I think I can actually.
When you're a jet, you're a jet on the
Yeah, this might be better.
Can you guys hear this? Can you hear this?
Say something, Alex.
Hello?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, yeah.
It's all
just
green.
Pull it up. Pick it up when you talk.
Sean,
Yeah.
have you turned up your input in Windows?
Yeah, I just
Okay, great.
did.
Hello.
It's maximum.
All right.
Cool. Let's answer more questions. So what's done?
Do people know can they see what questions we're answering when we select
so,
those?
I probably just want to repeat it just in case.
Okay.
So, anyone want to tackle this?
Is this the clarification of the IPFS
This
question?
this might be. It's the same person.
Yeah, I think it is.
Storage could hypothetically be used for. Yeah. Here, let me grab that from you. Storage could hypothetically be used for serving static content. You wouldn't actually like run a web app off it or something high featured, or but you could hypothetically serve a static website off of it. Yeah.
But that doesn't necessarily.
The problem would be here.
How does IPFS fit into that?
Yeah, so as far as serving a page in a browser, so yeah, it could be done. So there's specifically, so recently, the first problem would be that browsers don't implement the protocol for storage to go and get the data by default. But we have our library is written in JavaScript, so you could very easily write a sort of shell inside the browser that would go and take some content address, maybe from the URL bar as a query parameter, however you would want to implement it, and then pass that to our client library to go fetch an associated archive or HTML page or JavaScript file, whatever your web app is, and then have it rendered into the browser. But yeah, like I was saying, the hang-up would be a little bit of like the user experience there, where it would be an app inside of the browser that goes and fetches the web page from the storage network, as opposed to the browser just being able to go and get it.
That would have terrible user interface.
Yes. But actually, Philip did. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, I was thinking,
Yeah, never mind.
you wouldn't have. It would take a while to load anything.
Yeah, we could probably improve upon that. Philip, our DevOps mastermind, recently wrote a sort of a proxy that would let you stand up a web service. There's like a REST API that would let you use traditional post file to this this service, and then get file from the service that would actually do the logic of going and getting the data off of the storage network. So you could build a server that when the users request a page from your your web server, it goes and actually fetches the static content from the storage network. So that is possible.
Do some class injection.
All right.
Well, it's like people are having trouble saying yes.
Seeing?
This is on the Google.
That's fine. They don't need to see us.
Well, just seeing the stream at all.
Yeah.
I can actually pull it up on my phone.
Are we hard?
Loading.
Yeah, are we hardwired?
Are we hard?
We are not hardwired.
Oh, well, we need to be.
Yeah. Here, I got you.
I got you. I got you, babe.